At Tyler Pishong State Farm, we are M-Town proud.
For us, M-Town proud is about having absolute pride in the place that we live and work. The people in this community represent everything that I believe in and everything I want to instill in my children.
Hardworking.
Diverse.
Genuine.
Kind. And passionate.
A blue-collar town that has shown countless times we can depend on each other.
We'd love to talk to you about what makes you
M-Town proud.
Make the equity in your home work for you with the home equity loan from Lennox Employees Credit Union. Crush high-interest credit card debt and make needed improvements to your home. You have the power to refinance and change your financial life. With the lower interest rate, repayment is more comfortable than paying those high credit card interest rates. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School baseball home opener here tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Let's get to our Sandvik starting lineups here tonight as we'll go over the visiting Redhawks from North Tama first here tonight as they're coached by Dalton Holme. He is the head coach, and leading off, it'll be the pitcher tonight, Kaylor Morris, as he'll be in the one hole. He went 0 for 3 with 1 run scored against Gladbrook-Rhinebeck in a 12-2 win for North Tama to open up their season. Caven Morris will bat second. Josh Dostal, Colton Knack, Gavin Roush, Chaz Hall, Clayton Williams, Bryce Dostal, and Braden Stickles will round out the lineup there tonight for the North Tama Redhawks. All right, for the Marshalltown Bobcats behind head coach Colton Hankey tonight. Marshalltown Bobcats 2-0 with big victories. They scored 40 runs on Wednesday total, combined between 2 games against North Tama to begin the season 2-0 behind head coach Colton Hankey. It'll be Sam Griesel leading it off, playing shortstop. Taven Dutton in the 2-hole at first base. Aiden Holmgren is in left field. Pitcher is Xander Stump tonight, batting fourth. He had 7 RBI against Des Moines North on Wednesday night. J.J. Schoenfelder, Lars Schoenfelder, Luke Stalzer, Madden Martin, and Garrett Tatey will round out the 1 through 9 tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats as they take on the Redhawks. We'll get our keys to the game when we come back. That is our Sandvik starting lineups right here on KFJB-TV.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC. National anthem wrapping up. Time for today's keys to the game. All sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com.
And we're looking at the Bobcats. It's going to go with top 40. Against North, there were hits everywhere, and I think we need to keep the hits rolling. We're not going to average 20 runs a game, but last year we averaged just over 2 runs a game and hitting a paltry 177. Bobcats are going to have to continue put the ball in play, and I hope your hamstrings are warmed up because this is a stretch. For the Redhawks, it's Dostal. If you remember Chris Berman and the late Octavio Dotel, it was Dotel, but it comes down to he's going to be in the 3-hole. You know what you're going to get from the Morris brothers at 1 and 2. I think in the 3-hole, Josh Dostal is going to be the one that really will maybe be the X factor in tonight's matchup.
All right, then there's our keys to the game. Let's take a look at our field view for tonight. With the defensive alignment, it will be Xander Stupp on the mound. A year ago on the mound for the Bobcats, he had 11 starts, a 1-8 record with a 5.31 ERA, 53 strikeouts in 56 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be backed up on the defensive side by Tatey, who will be catching, and the 8th grader in Martin there is at third, Sam Griesel at short, Luke Stalzer at second, Taven Dutton at first. It is Luke Holmgren out there in left field, and then Lars Schoenfelder, the 8th grader, and his brother in right field in John Schoenfelder. So that is the defensive assignment here tonight. Actually, not Luke Holmgren, but Aiden Holmgren will be out there in left field tonight for the Bobcats defensively.
And talking to Xander Stupp, that 1-8 record's a little bit misleading. That had as much to do with the lack of offensive production, but he added a few miles an hour to his fastball. It's now in the upper 70s. See if he can get that chirping at 79, 80, but he's really good in the off speed, has really found control around the plate in his junior year. He knows where to place that breaking ball. He's one of the top pitchers in the Iowa Alliance, and that record, I believe, will be a lot better this year. He's already started off 1-0 this year.
Kaylor Morris will lead things off as he'll take a ball upstairs, 1-0 from Xander Stupp. Morris a year ago, 20 stolen bags. He batted .302 with 13 RBI. The left-handed batter stands in, and he'll take ball number 2 outside and high to left-handed batter. Redhawks in their pinstripe tops with red bottoms. Bobcats in those new uniforms they got a year ago, the blue tops with the white and red striping, looking sharp with the blue bills and the red tops with white pants here tonight as Stupp comes home on the 2-0. He'll hit the outer half just above the knees, 2-1.
And that's really where, Xander, you want to be able to battle back in this, because North Tama, they can run up and down that lineup. If they get on base, they're looking to go to second base. It looks like Garrett Tatey is going to have to be looking alive behind the dish here tonight.
Touching the outside for a strike. It's 2-2 now as Xander Stupp will fire home and reaching out. And he's going to poke this one down the left field line, but it is 2 feet foul as Holmgren was chasing. So Kaylor Morris will head back to home plate as he was trying to poke that one the opposite way, going with the pitch on the outer half of the plate.
Yeah, that was almost in Bermuda's triangle there. It was in between left field and third base. Luckily, just slightly foul.
Stupp gets the signal, and the 2-2. And it's way upstairs and outside. Now full count. Xander Stupp will look to get off of the right track. He did the other night against North. 3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, a 1-0 record. He had no walks in that one. Bobcats as a team in 8 innings only issued 1 walk. And the 8th grader, soon to be a freshman, Madden Martin at third base will make the pop-up catch, and Morris is retired to lead off the Redhawks here tonight as this will bring up Caven Morris.
Really nice job by Xander getting behind 2-0 and then made a great pitch to a weak pop-up to third base for Kaylor Morris.
It's good to see the 8th grader making a cool, calm, collected play right there. It's not always easy. As a heater upstairs, Morris wants it and chases, and it's an 0-1 count. That's been one thing you mentioned earlier in our pregame. This forcing some of those out of necessity is a pop-up behind home plate. Actually, this will sneak into short infield on the third base side, and it's caught by Xander Stupp as he gets off the mound. That's that PFP, Dylan, that pitcher fielding practice right there paying off.
He looks like Greg Maddox out there, fleet as a fox, getting right underneath it. But to the 8th grade point, you have Lars Schoenfelder in center, Madden Martin at third. The difference with other 8th graders that have come up and played is these kids are already pretty good size. They're strong kids.
Heater over the plate. It's 0-2 on Morris. And Xander Stupp in his home debut here tonight.
This is Dostal, actually.
Or excuse me, yes, the pop-up was out number 2 of the inning. Thanks, And Martin on a pop-up by Dostal ranges over into foul territory by the Redhawks dugout, makes the catch. So the 8th grader records 2 outs in the inning, and it is 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
A clean top of the first inning, and the Bobcats will send Sam Griesel, Taven Dutton, Aiden Holmgren to the plate. As Sam Griesel, 3 for 4, 5 runs, 3 RBI, 3 stolen bags against Des Moines North to get the season off started on Wednesday night. He batted .250 a year ago, 10 runs, 11 RBI. He had 6 stolen bases a year ago. He's already halfway there to matching that total through one competition, one night of games. But he's really going to be the centerpiece of this offense. Can he set the table and get things going early on?
And that's really where it comes down to. I think now on the coaching staff, Nick Rebick. Nick, when he was playing in his junior and senior year, he was so important on the top of that lineup to get those doubles, those triples. Sam is kind of playing that role now. Is if you get that first runner on, you immediately put pressure on the pitcher, you get him out of the stretch, and that's where you can start moving runners, get some hit and run in there, and really look to get some runs on the board. The Bobcats are not going to be an offensive juggernaut this year. They're going to be better than they were last year, and still a lot of it will come from that stolen base, being able to move guys base to base and have those timely doubles, that timely single.
Here we look at the replay on KFJB-TV on that third out of the top of the first inning as Martin half flies off, makes the catch, a clean top of the first inning. As Kaylor Morris will make his season debut here tonight after he did not pitch in their opening game against Gladbrook Rhinebeck. But a year ago, Kaylor Morris went 0-2 with a 9.19 ERA. Didn't have a lot of action, just pitched 5 1/3 innings and had 3 strikeouts. As Griesel leads off the game in the bottom of the first inning, takes the ball outside. He was showing bunt right there. He does have some speed to burn.
You see the third baseman crashing in on that.
1-0 is going to be at the letters, and a strike to Sam Griesel. 1-1 from Morris.
I feel like with that fastball, that was pretty belt high. If he leaves it right in the middle of the plate like that, he goes off speed there. If that's where he's going to put his fastball, I see the Bobcats here and a few batters being able to tee off on that.
2-1 count now after a ball upstairs. And Morris, the righty, will fire in and hit the outer half of the zone for a strike. 2-2 now against Sam Griesel.
Looks like he's going to add maybe an inch to the edge of that strike zone, so Sam's got to be protecting.
Off-speed pitch, jams him inside, just over the pitcher. Third baseman ranging in Kaven Morris, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. The third baseman for both squads heavily involved early on here. So 1 away in the bottom of the first inning. This will bring up Taven Dutton.
Great pitch, got him right off the handle, and just a bunch of backspin on a very soft pop-up.
Dutton, as you take a look at him, 6 for 9 the other night. He lays down a bunt, third base line. He's going to hustle down to first, but not in time. It is going to be a good play.
He got him.
For the pitcher, get off the mound. A 1-3 out recorded for number 2 of the inning. Aiden Holmgren will now bat.
And Colton Hankey has never been afraid to have him put the bunt to put pressure on the pitcher as he sails that first pitch back to the backstop to put the pressure on the pitcher to be able to defend his position.
Holmgren 1 for 5, 6 runs, 3 RBI against North in the season opener. And the home opener here, he has a 2-0 count as he takes upstairs from Morris.
Comes set and fire home low and outside. And it's now 3 straight balls, 3-0 to Aiden Holmgren.
And if you're the Bobcats, you'd love to see Stupp after that 7 RBI performance, the best of his career, get up with somebody on.
Holmgren's going to work a walk, as he did not play at the varsity level a year ago, but the freshman works a walk to.
He didn't have to work too hard on that.
No, he did not have to.
That was a 4-pitcher.
Well, now we'll take a look at Xander Stupp as he'll step into the batter's box. 4 for 7. Double the other night. A couple stolen bags. Good start for him on the mound in the top of the first inning, and he'll take a ball upstairs. So now 5 straight balls from Kaylor Morris, starting pitcher for the Redhawks here tonight. Holmgren taking a little lead over at first. Gets checked out by Morris. He'll come set. Holmgren takes off. Throw down to second. That's a good throw. And out as Knack teams up with the shortstop, Josh Dostal. And Aiden Holmgren will bring the inning to an end. It is a 2-6 force out there. A throw out at second base for out number 3. Xander Stupp will get an at-bat next inning. But we head to the second. It's scoreless here at Marshalltown High School between the Redhawks and the Bobcats on KFJB-TV.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
After 1 inning of play, we're scoreless between the Redhawks and the Bobcats on KFJB-TV. Dylan Doze alongside me. I'm Brandon Lewis. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Our on-site producer is David Braga, back at the radio studios. Jeff Brooks, we apologize, had a little bit of technical difficulties getting our broadcast started tonight, but we are all good to go as Elijah Bond, Keith Stewart on our camera crew. All right, so we head to the second inning. There's that throw out after Knack with a dart down to second base. Fires out Aiden Holmgren as he was going for his stolen bag against the Redhawks. So we head to the second, as it will be the 3, 4, 5 batters due up. And Xander Stupp looked pretty good. Got some good defensive help there in the first.
Yeah, and I think Madden Martin, the 8th grader there on the hot corner, I played third in high school. And what I always wanted was hit the ball to me early. Allow me to get into the flow of the game a little bit, not sitting out there 3, 4 innings without seeing anything. And I think that'll actually, Madden looked really comfortable there early, getting 2 out of those first 3 outs.
Well, Xander Stupp looking comfortable as a first pitch strike to Colt Knack, the catcher who just had that throw out at second base. So righty versus righty in the matchup on the other half. This one missing this time, a 1-1 count. Knack a year ago, a .324 hitter with 23 RBI, 23 stolen bags. He was their biggest threat a year ago as he stands in and swings and misses on the 1-1 count. It's 1-2 now.
Yeah, they have 4 guys, that 1 through 4 all had 20-plus stolen bags last year. Like we said, you get them on base, they're going to try to move up a bag.
Pitch up just a little bit high, and 2-2 now the count. Cloud cover, a little bit of rain off in northwest Iowa. We're hoping that holds off until after we're complete here tonight as the 2-2 is fouled off in foul territory over the Bobcat dugout on the first base side.
Waukee and Ames got suspended due to the rain. Waukee was up in that game 9-3 after 3, and they had to suspend that game.
Pitch fought off out to Schoenfelder on one hop. He fields it, fires to first, but it's not going to be in time as Knack is down the line with a single. That was a tough play for John Schoenfelder out there in right field as he ranged in, got it on one hop, and right there, that'll be the first hit of the game, as it will be now the 5-hole hitter in Gavin Roush, second baseman stepping in. As last year, Roush, 24 stolen bags, .361 batting average, 12 RBI. Check back in first base on Knack, not in time.
Just like we said, North Tama is looking to run. Of course, Coach Hankey knows that. And Taven's keeping him on. It does open up the right side with first base covering the bag.
Dutton applies the tag at a throwback. And Knack back in time. And Stupp will come set, working out of the stretch. And a bunch shown. This one going to be foul back to the backstop, and an 0-1 count on Roush.
And Xander's been up in the zone quite a bit tonight, and it can be difficult to try to bunt that fastball up around the numbers. You've got to be able to get on top of that, and unable to do so there by Roush, fouling it back to the backstop.
0-1 on the way. And bunted foul to the backstop again, so quickly 0-2, and Roush will most likely swing away here with Knack standing on first base.
And that puts you in a tough situation when you want to get a runner into scoring position and not being able to put that bunt down.
Roush, check back. Oh, they got him off the bag, but the throw is past Dutton, and here goes Knack to second base. He's going to round and go to third. So the error will move him all the way to third base as Knack is standing in there. No outs. Roush still with that 0-2 count, but it will be an E1, and it gets Knack all the way to third base.
And you're right on. They had him. If it was a good throw on the bag, he was dead to rights, but skipped through, kind of sidearmed that into the dirt.
Yeah, they caught Knack leaning over there at first base. So runner in scoring position just 90 feet away. Bunt shown, he offered, and he's out. Roush will be out number 1 of the inning. And a strikeout by Xander Stupp, his first of the night.
He just did not look very comfortable up there bunting, and Xander did a nice job. That had some break to it to the outside.
Chaz Hall will step in now, the 6-hole hitter. 1 for 4 with a couple of RBI the other night in their game against Gladbrook-Rhinebeck. And this first pitch in here, a strike as he swings and misses on it. 0-1 to Hall as Xander Stupp, with Knack standing over there at third base, will fire home. And the pitch outside, Knack works his way down the line as Tatey was ready for it as he came up out of his crouch and was looking to fire down to third base. The pitch is a ball, so it's 1-1 with 1 out here in the top of the second.
And with the threat of the bunt, Madden Martin's playing close to the edge of the grass there on the third base line.
Bunt shown, it's offered, and it's foul on the first base line. So that will be strike number 2 on Chaz Hall. The early season bunting has been a little bit of a struggle here for the Redhawks.
And this is from a coaching perspective, you're like, all right, we'll get a guy on. We'll bunt him over, and it's almost that yada, yada, yada Seinfeld episode, and you just can't get the yada, yada, yada to work.
The 1-2 on the way from Stupp. Off speed, swings, delivers this one to center field. Lars Schoenfelder backs up, runner and Knack tacks at third, and he's in. And the Redhawks have a 1-0 lead as the error comes back to bite the Bobcats as Knack advanced from first to third on an error on an overthrow. And Chaz Hall on a sac fly to center field picks up the RBI. That'll be his 3rd RBI of the season for Chaz Hall.
And that was just a tough situation for the Bobcats last year defensively with some letdowns. Actually, over the previous few seasons, some defensive letdowns leading to runs. Bobcats have to limit that to be able to be successful here tonight.
Well, 2 outs in the inning now, but again, that run in as Clayton Williams stands in. Center fielder batted .125 a year ago. He's going to reach out and foul this one into territory on first base side. Taven Dutton ranges over, past the bag, makes the catch, and that is out number 3 on the fly out to first base. But an error and a run in the inning for the Redhawks. They have the lead heading to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 on KFJB-TV.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia
KFJB-TV.us. Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Brandon Lewis still indoors alongside me. Bobcats will head to the plate. It will be Xander Stupp, J.J. Schoenfelder, Lars Schoenfelder due up here in the bottom of the second inning as the Bobcats trailing 1-0. And you alluded to it last year. There was a lot of miscues defensively. Not a lot of bats on balls as well.
Right.
You know, this is a team that got off to a good start on Wednesday. This is a very pivotal game. See how you can respond back. I thought it was good. You know, they didn't let that one error and that run kind of affect them. They were able to get out of that top of the second inning. But can you battle back here with one of your best hitters in the lineup in Xander Stupp?
And this is interesting. Xander is not – he's been much further ahead on the mound than he's been at the plate.
Yeah.
But it was really nice to see him have some success. And this is where, you know, you get a caught stealing right before trying to get Xander somebody in scoring position to drive in. Now Xander has to think a little bit differently as a hitter. Instead of looking to drive somebody in, you're just looking to get on base. If it be a base on balls, trying to find green to be able to hit a line drive to.
And Stupp's going to hammer one to center field. Ranging back is the center fielder, and Williams misplayed off the glove, and Stupp will dig into second base. It'll be ruled a hit here at...
I think because he was going back on
I
the
think
ball.
It was not necessarily the most traditional play, but it will give him a double. And that'll be his second double of the season.
And I'll tell you who's most happy about that official call is Xander Stupp at second base. He's like, darn right that was a double. But that's one that Xander's always been light hitting, and he gave that thing a ride. That was to the deepest part of the park.
And his third double of the season, by the way. Not his second, but his third. He picked up a couple against North. Bunch shown by the 5-hole hitter, and Schoenfelder misses on it. And it is 0-1 from Kaylor Morris, who got out of the inning with a great throwdown by Knack down to Dostal, the shortstop, who threw out Aiden Holmgren, who was stealing in the first inning. So an 0-1 count after the bunt was shown and missed on it. And Schoenfelder tries to put it down to the first base side, but it is foul, and it's 0-2.
Every baseball coach since Abner Doubleday is watching this game and going, there's a reason why you bunt twice before you get a swing away in batting practice. Come on, gents.
Take a look there at Stupp on KFJB-TV after that double, taking a nice lead. And Schoenfelder will look to swing away here with the 0-2 count. And upstairs over his helmet, ducking down, it's 1-2.
The Schoenfelder family was like, you should duck more. He didn't try to get out of that, so he was putting a lot of trust in his helmet.
Swing and a miss on a pitch on the inner half of the plate. Morris will pick up his first strikeout of the night. That's one away here in the bottom of the second inning, as it will bring up his younger brother, Lars Schoenfelder, the 8th grader, 3 for 6 the other night, 3 runs, 2 RBI. He's got an RBI opportunity with Xander Stupp standing at second base, as the 8th grader will stand in that right-handed batter's box and look at a pitch outside and away, as it is 1-0.
Yeah, and this lineup's an interesting mix. You have 3 seniors in this lineup, followed by 6 underclassmen. No juniors starting. You have 2 8th graders, a freshman, and 3 sophomores in this lineup.
Check back to second base, throw off the mark. Roush, the second baseman, was able to lean over and make the catch. Stupp was back well in time.
One thing I like so far with this, yes, Schoenfelder struck out, but for the most part, Bobcats have been making contact here tonight.
And challenging as a pitch upstairs and inside. 2-0 to Lars Schoenfelder. This is a kid I've seen bat at the AU level quite a few times and see a lot of home runs at those Little League fields. That a little different element out here. Check back to second. Stupp back just in time as the tag was applied quickly, but Roush not able to get it.
He was out.
And it is still at 2-0, as it is very close right there as you take a look at the replay.
That's a great shot by Keith. You could see Xander got his fingers in just in time.
And Lars Schoenfelder going to take a ball to the back, hit by the pitch, and he'll go down to first base.
I don't know if this is true or not, but maybe maybe the Morris and the Schoenfelder family are like the Hatfield and McCoys. He's about hit both the boys.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any animosity. Of course, that's tongue-in-cheek.
There could be. Luke Stalzer will stand in.
Dispute at one point.
7-hole hitter stands in, 4 for 5 the other night against North with 3 RBI. He's had his RBI opportunity as he takes his swing at the first pitch from Kaylor Morris and misses on it, 0-1. Morris working out of the stretch with runners at first and second base for the Bobcats. Down a run, looking to get back here as a foul tip to the backstop by Stalzer brings it to 0-2.
Just right on that. Luke looks much more confident in the box, too. Last year, really struggled from the plate. Played pretty well at second base, but...
Foul tip to the backstop again by Stalzer. And just trying to stay alive here.
See his front foot's not bailing out or anything. He's keeping his head down on the ball.
Stupp in scoring position at second base. Just one out here in the bottom of the second inning, and an off-speed pitch called for a strike. Stalzer caught looking as it hit the inner half for out number 2 of the inning. This will bring up the 8th grader, Madden Martin, batting in the 8-hole.
That had a nice bite to it. The curveball there just caught the inside corner.
Martin 2 for 4, 2 RBI against North on Wednesday. He'll stand in and look at the pitch, and that one hits on the inner half. Knack, the catcher, lost it, scrambled to his left. The runners do hold at first and second, but it is an 0-1 count to Martin.
I always feel like if you drop the ball and it's going into the batter's box, it was not a
It gives that perception that you have not earned the strike.
Yes, that was looked to be a little inside.
Upstairs by Morris, missing 1-1 now the count. Check. Looking out the runner and now fires home, low and outside, 2-1.
See in the on-deck circle, Garrett Tatey in that catcher's conundrum. 2 outs.
Do you take the gear off
or not?
Martin stands in, the 2-1. It is chopped to shortstop. Played by Dostal. Long throw to first and gets him in time. It's a 6-3 ground out. Martin at least put it in play. But the Bobcats strand 2 runners on base. Come up empty in the second. It's still 1-0 Redhawks on KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
1-0. North Tama with the lead over Marshalltown on KFJB-TV. We head to the third inning. 8-9-1 batters due up this inning for the Redhawks as Xander Stupp back on the mound for his third inning of action. A strikeout so far, an error that he committed last inning did cost the Bobcats a run, but other than that, he's had a pretty solid start here in his home opener.
Yeah, he, like you said, got behind the first batter, but he's been able to put the ball where he wants to. The breaking ball hasn't really come into play a whole lot so far, but good defense behind him. That's the one thing. Outside of his own throw, defense has been really good. It's a nice start. Both of his starts so far this year, he looks calm, cool, and collected. I think he has a really big senior campaign ahead of him.
Take his final warm-up pitches. He'll face Bryce Dostal, batting in the 8-hole. Just one at bat last year. He went 0 for 1, so not a lot of experience at the varsity level, but playing in left field tonight for the Redhawks. He'll stand in, a left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher in Xander Stupp. Looking to pick up his second win of the season. That would eclipse last year, as you mentioned, the record at 1-8. A little deceiving with that 5.31 ERA, but that was improved from his sophomore campaign. And like Like you mentioned, trying to take a step ahead here in his senior campaign. Starts Dostal out with 2 consecutive balls. It's 2-0. Top of the third, Redhawks with that 1-0 lead. And now foul tip to the backstop. There's that pitch on the outer half from Stupp, 2-1.
And this is if you're Xander looking at the 8 and then going into the 9 hole. You do not want to get base runners as they flip that lineup. The bottom of this lineup does not have much experience.
Here's a pop up to Dylan, but not quite.
So close.
Yeah, I thought it had more potential to get to you, but it does hit the backstop as it stays in the field of play. But it'll be strike number 2 to Bryce Dostal.
Yeah, when you look at this lineup, 1 through 5, almost everybody's everyone's over a 300 batting average, really productive. 6 through 9 last year, not a lot of experience or production. So you have got to set them up and put them down when you get the chance here.
2-2 on the way, hammered right to shortstop, a laser caught by Griesel, and 1 away on the line out to shortstop. As Griesel, a pretty sure glove there at the 6th spot. On the defensive lineup is Xander Stupp, 1 away in the inning. Braden Stickles will now dig in. Did not play at the varsity level a year ago, but went 1 for 2 with a run against Gladbrook Rhinebeck on Wednesday night. They won that game 12-2 to open up the season for the Redhawks. First pitch, swing and a miss. And 0-1 to Stickles. Looked like an off-speed pitch right there, just bending in.
It's nice to see Xander's been missing bats, too. He doesn't have a lot of strikeouts. He has 1 strikeout on the night, but he has been able to miss bats with that fastball.
He'll miss outside. It's now 1-1 the count. Here's that play by Griesel again on KFJB-TV. So 1 away here. Here's the 1-1 delivery. This one is lifted to left field. It's read by Holmgren. A late dive, kind of misread it a little bit, but was still in the spot. Makes the catch, and Stickles is retired on the line out to left field. So Holmgren gets the second out of the inning, and this will bring up the leadoff batter in Kaylor Morris. He flew out to third base in his first at-bat.
You look at that one there. You would want Aiden to really read that a little bit better off the bat, but he was able to make that last adjustment and dive just in time for it.
I'm not sure if it was knuckling off the bat because he kind of reached out and tapped that one out there. So give him the benefit of the doubt, Dylan. Reaching out, tapping one into short center field is the leadoff batter in Morris, and he's aboard with a single as he just reached out, put that one right back up the middle for a single. And with 2 outs, there is 1 aboard as this will bring up Kaven Morris.
Yeah, they're not hitting the ball hard. It's just hitting them where they ain't.
Is that your vehicle horn?
Oh,
the parking lot?
My car's back at the Trending Media Studio, Palatial Estates.
Wow. Why such a fancy name? Swing and a miss by Morris. 0-1 is that pitch on the outer half to left-handed batter. Morris flew out to Xander Stupp as he ranged to his right off the mound in the first inning to record the out. Check back to first. Dutton, a tag not in time, though, to get Kaylor Morris. 20 stolen bags a year ago, taking a decent lead.
And I anticipate any time one of these on the top of the lineup get on base is that they're going to at least throw 1 time over there to just keep them close to first.
0-1 out of the stretch. And right past Xander Stupp up the middle. A good slide by Stalzer at second, but the throw is over towards the Bobcat dugout, and the runners will advance 90 feet. It looked like Stalzer maybe had a play at first base to retire Kaven Morris and get the 3rd out of the inning, but the throw is off the mark. It's an E4, and that'll move Kaven Morris to second as Kaylor Morris moves all the way to third base on the E4.
Luke made a nice
sliding
grab, but when he came up, it seemed like he struggled to get his fingers on the laces, getting it out of the glove, and the throw was high.
So much like last inning, an error kind of helping the cause of the Redhawks. Here's a pop-up to left field. Won't sneak into the grass. Ranging back is Griesel at shortstop. He'll look up, make the third out of the inning. So an error gets runners at second and third, but Josh Dostal pops up to shortstop to end the inning. And the Redhawks strand two as we move to the bottom of the third inning. It's still 1-0. North Tama leading Marshalltown on KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this, the Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Production of today's game is made possible by the Home Rental Center in Marshalltown. NeedItRentit.net. Here, look at Elijah, our camera guy out there in center field. It is the bottom of the third inning as the Bobcats will head to the plate. 9-1, two batters due up this inning.
See, with the Bobcats, you see Garrett Tatey. If you flip the order around, you're going to get that Tatey, Griesel, Dutton. And this is where you want to make your response. You want to not just go one up, 1, 2, 3 in this inning. You feel like you kind of need to get something going. They got the Xander double, but beyond that, Bobcats have not been able to really put the bat on the ball too well here. They've rolled over on a couple ground balls to the left side of the infield.
Tatey rolls one to short to begin the inning. Fielded at short by Josh Dostal, over to Hall at first in time. As that will be a 6-3 ground out by Tatey to start off the bottom of the third inning as the Bobcats trailing 1-0.
Yeah, they're just pounding it into the dirt on that, trying to pull that pitch. I'd love to see them try to shoot that right back up the middle or maybe even to that second base side.
0-1 the count to get Sam Griesel started in the bottom of the third inning. A fly out to third base in his first at-bat of the night in the first inning. Now pitch outside and away off the glove of Knack to the backstop, 1-1.
Yeah, that slider just was right on the edge and broke away. Good resolve by Sam.
Off-speed pitch will hit on the inner half. It's strike number 2 to Sam Griesel. Didn't like the location of that one, huh, Dylan?
Looked a little inside, but he's called that consistently.
And the 1-2 will miss upstairs and inside. Off-speed pitch to Sam Griesel, 2-2 count.
And it may shock our viewing audience, but
wow.
But they did not ask us. Ask me what I thought.
2-2 is fought off down the right field line. It will take a little bit of a side hop, but played by Stickles. And it's a single by Sam Griesel as he reaches out and pushes that one down the right field side. So a good piece of hitting right there by Sam Griesel, taking it the other way, and this will bring up Taven Dutton in the 2-hole.
And that's what we talked about is like, hey, go with the pitch. It seems that the Bobcats have just tried to turn everything to the third base line, and it's caused them just to roll over into ground balls on that left side.
Check back on Griesel at first base. He's back in time. Dutton 1-3 ground out back in the first inning as Morris made a nice play to retire him in time. Griesel taking a good 3-stride lead there at first base as the pitch is home and low. 1-0 to Dutton.
Yeah, we already saw Knack's ability to his laser down to second to already get somebody caught stealing, but it still anticipates Sam. If he's got a chance, he'll go.
And the 1-0 misses, and now 2-0 to Taven Dutton. Knack was quick to get out of his crouch and look back Griesel over there at first. Morris comes set, fires home. It is popped up down the third base side over towards the dugout. Ranging is Caven Morris, and he'll retire Taven Dutton for out number 2 of the inning, as that will be His second out recorded here tonight over there at the hot corner. But the Bobcats, with a runner on scoring position, they stranded 2 an inning ago. And you have an opportunity right here with Aiden Holmgren stepping in. Got aboard by the way of a walk in the first inning, but was forced out at second base. Check back at first on Griesel, not in time.
Cats just haven't had very good at-bats with runners on so far here tonight.
Yeah, they've had some of the harder hits here tonight. Yeah. Xander Stupp and Sam Griesel. Griesel takes off. He's got a stolen bag, his 4th of the year. Good timing. The throw by Knack was off the line, took him to the first base side of second base. And so Griesel in scoring position now as Aiden Holmgren took a ball right there. And here we look at the replay.
He got a great jump, and it just was not a very good throw.
It was called a strike, but now Holmgren at the plate sneaks one through the right side of the infield. Throw's not going to be in time. Griesel ties the game. He scores from second as Holmgren sends it between first and second base. And that'll be an RBI for Holmgren and a single to get himself aboard here in the bottom of the third. We're locked in at 1 apiece.
And you really look at what has been the effective hitting so far tonight. Xander, the double straightaway center field, and the other 2 have been shot into that right field. The right field really comes down to Bobcats have to be able to spray that baseball all around.
Holmgren taking the lead there with 2 outs in the inning, not being held on as we take a look at that piece of hitting right there. Just going the other way with it and picks up that RBI as Griesel scores to tie our game at 1 apiece. As standing in is Xander Stupp. As it's now 1-1 count from Kaylor Morris.
The other piece with that single is first baseman had to stay on because they were keeping Griesel on, so it just opened up that whole side.
Morris out of the stretch, 1-1 will hit Xander Stupp, and Stupp's going to go down to first base. Hit by the pitch, and there's now runners at first and second with 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning.
And that's been love-hate with that inside curveball. He's gotten a strikeout looking and a good strike call on that pitch, but he's also hit 2 batters so far tonight.
Time is called, I believe, by the batter and J.J. Schoenfelder, but he'll now get back into the box. He struck out last inning and takes a big swing and a miss on the first pitch on the inner half from Morris, and it is 0-1. Morris checks out the runners, fires home outside, 1-1. Righty versus righty in the matchup. Here's the 1-1 delivery upstairs and watches that one sail by. I think he wanted that tomahawk. He wanted that tomahawk swing, but he probably
he was loading up that back foot. He wanted Vlad Guerrero that thing.
2-1, low and inside, as Schoenfelder's now worked a 3-1 count. I was known for a tomahawk or 2 in my day as well.
I've struck out at shoulder height quite a few times.
They look so juicy upstairs. And Schoenfelder takes ball number 4. So the bases are now loaded in the bottom of the third for Kaylor Morris, starting pitcher for the Redhawks. As it was all started by Aiden Holmgren, getting that RBI single to drive in Sam Griesel. Holmgren now stands at third. Stups at second as J.J. Schoenfelder is at first base as Lars Schoenfelder will now step in. And he'll take a first pitch ball, 1-0.
And that's really good patience by the 8th grader. You got the bases juiced and you're willing to have a good eye and wait on that first pitch.
Schoenfelder hit by pitch in the first, his first at-bat of the night. He pops one to Stickles in right field. That'll be caught for out number 3 as Stickles ranges to his left and makes the catch. So some noise. 3 left the board, but 1 scores, and we are tied heading to the 4th on KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Sam Griesel scores, and we're tied heading to the fourth inning between the Redhawks and the Bobcats. Here on KFJB-TV, I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dones alongside me. As we head to the fourth inning, Xander stepped back out for an inning of work as he gave up a single last inning, but a couple of runners were stranded by the Redhawks. They were not able to add on to their lead, and it was Sam Griesel getting a line out to end the third inning. So Bobcats playing well. Defensively, they committed a couple of errors, but making some contact on the offensive end, definitely trying to help the cause of Xander's step tonight.
And the first error really has come just for the pressure the Redhawks put you on just because they can run. But I thought Xander didn't let one mistake become two. The Bobcats' defense hasn't allowed one mistake to become two. So overall, it's been a really good night defensively for the most part for the Bobcats, and Xander's pitched really well.
We'll get a scoreboard updates in a moment, thanks to Central State Bank, as I know some scores starting to come in around some of the other action. You mentioned the Ames games was postponed earlier tonight. Colton Knack will lead off the inning. It is the 4, 5, 6 batters due up for the Redhawks here in the fourth as he'll take a ball upstairs. He had a single and our only run scored of the night for the Redhawks. That happened back in the second. The 1-0 is popped up. Right side, sneaking into the outfield grass. Dutton calls for it, makes the catch, and the first baseman records the first out of the inning. All right, scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
Shout out to Brooksy. Thank you from back in the studio. Ames-Waukee game is suspended at the end of 3. That was 9-3 Waukee at the time of the suspended game. Roland Story is up on East Marshall 2-1 at the end of 1. Cedar Rapids Prairie doubled up West Des Moines Valley 12-6, and that game is a final.
Gavin Roush struck out back in the second inning. He takes a first pitch strike for Xander Stupp. Here comes set. And a strike again on the outer half. Roush did go around. It's 0-2. One thing about Stupp, he pretty much does not work out of the windup. He's pretty much out of the stretch the whole game.
He's out of the stretch using that big 6'3" frame to get closer and closer to you. It just kind of shoots out there. Xander's done a nice job. The opening leadoff batter did go to a full count, but beyond that, he's not worked in deep into counts. He's been able to get first pitch strikes.
1-2 is just a little bit low on the outer half to Gavin Roush, and it's now a 2-2 count from Stupp.
That's a good 2-strike pitch. It's just off, so even if they are able to make contact, it's not going to go for much.
2-2 is popped out of play on the first base side over the head of our very own Keith Stewart down the line.
And Keith Stewart's very happy that it was a bit over his head. He has had a notorious relationship with foul balls over the years. Yeah. He's been hit by every ball
any kind of
a sport that we've covered.
Mostly he's been hit, I'd have to say, with soccer balls and basketballs. Those are leading the category. Playable, foul territory, a pop-up, Dutton and Stupp slide. And it is going to remain a 2-2 count. As luckily both players not colliding there, but hustling hard off that foul ball. We're kind of like the old Oakland A's, the Coliseum here at Marshalltown High School. We have a lot of
acres of foul ground. Oh, gracious.
My favorite is now they're just nothing. They're just the A's.
It's the athletics of wherever you want to be from, apparently.
Although they do have the Las Vegas sponsorship.
Yes, they do.
On the uniforms. That's where they'll play. But it's kind of fun to watch them play in Sacramento. It's such a small field in comparisons. Here's a chopper back up the middle. Griesel to his left. Over to first. Yeah, he got him in time. So a 3-2 count. Roush grounds out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. That is good defense right there by the Cats.
Yeah, and Taven's not a tall kid, but stretched well on that, was able to keep his toe on the bag. And Sam's got a good, strong arm, just put it right on the money.
Good stretch by Dutton over there as well. Got to give him credit for that.
Hey,
he was stretching out well before the game here tonight.
That's why hamstring health is so important.
Yeah, you could not take that kind of stretch at first, Dylan.
I don't think I could.
2 outs in the inning, a big swing and a miss by Chaz Hall, 0-1.
I'm bendy enough for middle-aged man status, but not to actually play in first base in a high school contest.
0-1 on the way from Stupp upstairs and 1-1. Having thoughts of you over there at first.
With an old-timey mustache out there with stirrups.
1-1 upstairs. Thought about it, did Hall, but did not go after it. It's a 2-1 count. You played Church League softball, and you got kicked out of a game. I know you've told me that.
That was basketball.
Oh, that was basketball.
I've played slow pitch in my...
What, were you catcher?
No,
Here's
third
a pop
base.
up to right field. Read well off the bat by John Schoenfelder. Hall lines out to right field, and it's a quick 1-2-3 fourth for Xander Stupp and Schoenfelder as he heads into the dugout. Bobcats will come to the plate when we come back. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters right here on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me as the Bobcats tied 1-1 with the Redhawks. And Luke Stolzer, Madden Martin, Garrett Tatey will head to the plate here in the 4th inning. But home opener here tonight. I know there can be some nerves, but this is a well-played game, both sides so far.
Yeah, you look at that box score in front of you. The difference in this game, Marshalltown's run was an earned run while North Tama's was unearned. It was a 2-base error when Xander Stupp tried to pick off the North Tama runner, and it went to the backstop. He had him, too. That was the big thing. It would have been out of the inning if it would have been a good throw. He had him. That's the difference in the ball game.
Luke Stolzer caught looking back in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He'll step in. First pitch, bunt shown. He offered and missed, 0-1.
Bunts are supposed to be about the most easy of contact. Now there's a lot of skill in where you want to maneuver that. Contact in the bunt has not been good.
Stolzer puts a bunt down on the 3rd base line, but it is foul as Knack will pick it up, the catcher. And 0-2 to Luke Stolzer.
Usually the bunt's off the table with 2 strikes, since a foul bunt is considered a 3rd strike.
Here's the 0-2. Off speed, popped up. This one will be to the backstop. Not playable for Knack. Still an 0-2 count.
Madden Martin quick like a cat to pick it up off the backstop. It is deceptive when it comes straight back at you. You think it's going to come much closer.
It's true. I got one last year, but I misplayed it. Was not able to catch it. Here's the 0-2. Dug out and foul tip to the backstop. And Stolzer will reset here against Kaylor Morris.
Luke's doing a nice job staying alive here.
Morris, for not having a lot of action a year ago, has looked pretty solid in his own right. 0-2 fought off to the backstop, still 0-2.
Yeah, the brothers are 1-2 hitters. You know, they both were good at the dish hitting last year.
Ball in the dirt, swung at, missed by Stolzer. It's all the way to the backstop, and on a swinging strikeout, Stalzer is aboard at first. You'll take it however you can get it, Dylan.
You know, almost at that point, you're like, this thing's in the dirt. I can't get a butt down. I'll just swing over the top and run like crazy. This is where Madden grounded out to the shortstop. Again, took the pitch on the edge and tried to pull it and just got over top of it.
First pitch to Martin is low and outside, 1-0. That's 6-3 ground out. He's 0 for 1 tonight. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Morris gives a look at the runner, and now we'll fire home. Martin's going to chop this one right back to the pitcher. Off the right side of the mound, Morris goes, fires late, and
it hit Martin.
Are they ruling
out of bounds? It was dead.
Okay, dead ball. So hit him in when he was in foul territory, and so he'll head back to home plate with now a 1-1 count.
Yeah, it looked like it just hit right off the dirt and hit him in the leg in the batter's box.
So we'll do it all over again. Back to first goes Luke Stalzer. Martin now gets jammed inside, puts it to second base. Roush is over, and he'll retire him as he fires to Hall for the 4-3 ground out. But it does move Luke Stalzer 90 feet closer to second base. 1 out, brings up the 9-hole hitter in Garrett Tatey.
Nice job. You know, there are outs. Of course, you always want to get a hit, but there's the productive out.
Yep.
And that's a productive out right there. Does a nice job of hitting behind the runner. And that was the dead ball, as you see that hit the dirt and then bounce off his leg there.
Tatey, 092 hitter a year ago. He leans over the first pitch from Morris, who is way upstairs. 1-0 the count. Good crowd here for the home opener tonight. And the 1-0 will miss just upstairs a little bit, 2-0.
Good contingent from the Traer area as well with North Tama.
Morris the 2-0 and low and inside, now 3-0.
And this, if I'm Tatey, I'm taking the whole way here. I'd make him throw me a strike because you're flipping the top of the order with Griesel coming up.
And he will make him prove it on the inner half. Runner goes on his own. I think he thought the bases were still loaded. And out at third base is Stalzer sliding in. And he is out as Knack fires to Caven Morris for the second out of the inning.
And that right there is an unproductive out. Stalzer got caught, and then he kind of hesitated and then went. And really, that's a tough play. You do not want to. You're already coming third base side.
Yeah.
That is not where you want to go.
Ball came out from Knack, and it's a first pitch strike to Sam Griesel. Now, I almost thought he thought it was bases going to be loaded.
The only reason I would say it wasn't is because he was sprinting.
Yeah.
But when you get it, and it was on the ground towards third base. Oh.
Griesel tees off on one down the left field line, and it's at the bottom of the wall. Hustling around is Tatey. He's to third. They're going to wave him home. Griesel stands at second. Here comes the throw, and it's in. No, it's not in time. Safe. They say Tatey is underneath the throw, and the relay will get the RBI for Sam Griesel as Garrett Tatey scores. It's 2-1 Bobcats.
And that's why you don't run to third on that. It looks like the tag was up by the shoulder and Tatey's able to slide in. It's a good call. He was able to get underneath it, but that's why you don't run to third on that. But the Bobcats still get a run with the big hit from Sam Griesel, who's been really good tonight.
A run scored and a double and a single. Picking up that RBI, picking up Garrett Tatey right there. And there was no doubt. They were rounding him right away. There was no hesitation with 2 outs in the inning.
Sam put a charge into that one.
Yeah,
that
he
was
did.
hit right on the button.
2-0 count. Taven Dutton standing in. Got that runner in scoring position in Griesel at second base. He'll send a chopper right back to Morris. A hot shot. He's going to make the catch and flip it over to first base to Hall to make the out. Well, boy, on a chopper right back, that a heater to Morris. That is a tough fielding play, but he makes the out. It's out number 3, but Sam Griesel drives in Garrett Tatey, and the Bobcats now lead 2-1. We head to the 5th inning when we come back on KFJB-TV.
At Greg Young Automotive, we're more than just a dealership. We're a part of your community. We believe in transparent pricing with no hidden tricks or gimmicks. Just honest deals you can trust. Our commitment to fair pricing and supporting our local communities is why so many choose us. Greg Young Automotive, where integrity drives us and you home. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
One hit, 1 run, and 1 left on board there in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bobcats now lead 2-1. And here we look at that Sam Griesel hit to left field off the base of the wall. And he got all that. I think if the wind was blowing another 10 miles per hour, that might have been out of here. But what a charge by Sam Griesel. He's been off to a really nice start on the season and here in the home opener. He's 2 for 3 tonight with a run and an RBI.
And you just saw a little bit of the best backdrop in Iowa, the roundhouse. Looking there. There is some gray coming our way. You've got the radar open, but this game's been moving. A little bit of rain
along I-35, but Dylan, don't jinx it. Don't say what you were about to say.
I won't say it. But if I were to say it, I would say.
We're at a nice pace. We'll leave it at that, Dylan. Well, the Bobcats had a really nice 4th inning. It was a 1-2-3 inning. Xander Stupp, I feel like, has kind of gotten better as the night's gone along. He started out the game pretty good, but had an error and a run scored in the 2nd inning. But last inning, he definitely looked a little more dominant than we were expecting to see from him on the mound this year.
Looking at, they are not getting a full bat on the ball almost at all. Even the singles have been softly hit. The hardest hit ball against him was the sac fly RBI in the 2nd from Chaz Hall.
Xander Stupp starts Williams off with a first pitch ball and now gets him chasing and foul tipping a ball. 1-1 the count to Clayton Williams. Bats in the 7th hole here tonight. He flew out to first base in foul territory back in the 2nd inning. And an off-speed pitch. Taps it to 3rd. Martin fields it. Fires to 1st. Dutton with the stretch and the out recorded. 5-3 ground out by Clayton Williams. 1 away here in the 5th.
And that's just, you don't often get 8th graders with that arm strength across the diamond. And I know when we've had different players at their younger in their career, that's usually you get a junior, senior over on that side. They've got the arm strength, but right there, a good pickup and then put it right on the money to Dutton.
1 away. Stupp's going to fire into the left-handed batter and Bryce Dostal, who lined out to shortstop. Back in the 3rd inning, and he starts him out with a strike, 0-1. And this one outside is off the glove of Tatey to the backstop, 1-1. Stupp out of the stretch, and a swing and a miss over top. Dostal missing on that one, 1-2.
And there's misses where you swing through, and there's misses where you're flailing. That was a flail. Xander, a little bit of off-speed stuff.
Working quickly and gets him out in front again, and it is his 2nd strikeout of the night for Xander Stupp. 2 away here in the 5th.
Yeah, he got him 2 back-to-back, and it was a flail on both of them. Xander's operating. He's in his bag right now. He's got that arm sleeve, the tattoo down to the wrist, a little bit intimidating.
You've mentioned that a lot to me. I believe you're jealous.
I am. He's got a motorcycle, all the things my wife won't let me have.
What kind of tattoo would you get as the first pitch to Stickles?
I have 6 different tattoos.
You got a Hawkeye tattoo.
The issue isn't the tattoos, it's me spending money to get more tattoos.
Here's a pop-up to center field. Lars Schoenfelder ranges to his left a few steps, makes the catch. And it is back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Xander Stupp as we complete the top of the 5th, and the Bobcats lead it 2-1. They'll come to bat when we come back on KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcats will have Holmgren, Stupp, and J.J. Schoenfelder in the bottom of the 5th inning. And right now, things kind of going for the Bobcats. I know they're playing down a couple levels here tonight against the Redhawks from North Tama, but this is a team that, you and I have kind of talked ad nauseum over the past couple of years. It's just been kind of beating yourself on any given night. And here the Bobcats have really helped themselves quite a bit.
And I think at this stage of the Colton Hankey, building that culture back up is, yes, you're playing another team, but you're really looking at your own lineup. Defensively, they've been much sharper tonight, but I also don't think when you look at this lineup, there isn't just, okay, if we don't score from batter 1 to 3, we're not going to score. And there is a little bit more pop. It may not be as experienced when you go down the lineup, but there's people able to make contact, make plays. It's just going to be a team that continually grows and bonds together.
There you got to look at Colton Hankey, head coach. I know he's still a young guy,
Yep.
and Marshalltown graduate. A lot of pride and a good thing to see them hire somebody who was a former Bobcat to lead that role and taking the pride in the program. But one thing I will say about that is Holmgren standing off with a 2-0 count. He's worked some good at-bats here tonight as well. But, the pride and tradition of the baseball program over the years, it's so hard to believe that you can carry on that tradition for so many years, and it takes such a little amount of time to lose that.
It is crazy. You just have to continue there. It was a matter of 2018, this was the state baseball team. Yeah. And now trying to dig out of that.
And by 2 years or so removed from that, the program was in a much different position.
And really what you look at is participation numbers being up again. Mm-hmm. You're looking at there's a lot of work being done down in the little league complexes. There's stuff happening at this complex. It really was, I think, a lot of community members, baseball parents, baseball players, people. You talk about JJ and Lars's dad, Corey Schoenfelder's been often in that little league program, putting a lot of time and effort into rebuilding that.
Xander Stupp on an 0-1 pitch, pops one up the first base side. It's caught by the first baseman Hall as he calls for it. Aiden Holmgren worked a walk to start off the inning, and now the fly out to first base. It is one away as Xander Stupp is retired. Holmgren worked his way back to first base bag. J.J. Schoenfelder will now stand in. A strikeout and a walk here tonight. As he'll step in, the right-handed batter with one away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bobcats leading it 2-1. Runner takes off. Holmgren has second. It's a stolen bag. Ball skips away. He thought about going. He'll get back to second base in time as the throw from Dostal, the shortstop, back to Roush, who was covering second base, was not there in time. The throw was off the mark, but Holmgren with a stolen bag. The pitch was a strike to J.J. Schoenfelder, and runner now in scoring position there at second base.
Had a little bit of heart attack base running moments from second base here in the last couple innings.
Holmgren thought about going, and now Schoenfelder sends one down the right field line into the Bobcat bullpen, so that'll be strike number 2 to J.J. Schoenfelder. As Holmgren stands at second base, he thought about going, but then scrambled back. And here's a chopper to shortstop. Dostal will field it over to first in time. Off the bag, pulled him off the bag, and Schoenfelder is going to be safe. And that will get Holmgren over to third base. And it's going to be ruled an E6 on the throw that took the first baseman and Hall off the bag.
And it's on both sides where you have a shorter first baseman. That catch range becomes much more narrow, and there he had pulled off the base, clearly seen. Again, another beautiful shot by our very own Keith Stewart.
Yeah, so just one out in the inning now as runners are at the corners, and this brings up Lars Schoenfelder. And the pitch is a little high and outside, 1-0. Hit by a pitch in the second. He flew out to right in the third.
And has a chance to
make a little noise.
Get an insurance run here in the bottom of 5 for the Bobcats.
Lars Schoenfelder standing in, the 8th grader. A fake throw to third, back to first base. And the tag is applied, but they say safe. Back in time is J.J. Schoenfelder.
J.J. almost fell for one of the oldest plays in the book. Is fake to third and come back around.
Hall applied the tag and the ball came out, but I don't think it was going to matter anyway. Now they try the same play again. Schoenfelder was leading off again, but was able to dive back in time. I think he just gave a smirk to the dugout, knowing he almost got
He's like,
deked
what are
again.
we doing?
He was clearly back there in time. Is the replay there on KFJB-TV. 1-0 to Schoenfelder. He's going to send a mile-high pop-up into short right field. Called for, misplayed by the second baseman in Roush. That'll be an error. A run scores. Schoenfelder at first base to second. He is going to be out number 2 of the inning as he's tagged out there at second base. But Aiden Holmgren comes in to score, and it's an insurance run, 3-1 now.
Yeah, that was a mile high. But again, if you put the ball in play, there's multiple opportunities. Yes, that wasn't extremely hard hit, but you forced North Tama to make that defensive play where they're able to get the out at second, but the run scores from third.
Are we giving it? That doesn't get an RBI, does
No,
it?
it
was
doesn't.
not deep
It's-
enough.
Nope.
And it was
it's off
misplayed. It was an error.
It's off an error.
Yeah. And E4 right there. Second error of the game by the Redhawks. As Luke Stolzer stands in. 2 strikeouts tonight, 1 caught looking and 1 dropped third strike. He was able to get aboard, but stranded on the base paths as he
was thrown out at
he
third.
did get thrown out at third eventually. Take it easy on me. It's the first game of the year. I glanced at my scorecard.
It wasn't. That wasn't at you. That was at a base run. We've had some base running.
That is true. It was a 2-5 throw out. And now Schoenfelder taking off, and Lars Schoenfelder is in there easily for the stolen base.
And those, when you're able to get those 90 feet, now a single gives Lars a chance to score. And that 4-1 going into top of 6, that 3-run cushion's better than the 2.
1-2 count on Stolzer, low and outside. It's going to be a 2-2 count as Kaylor Morris working here in the 5th inning. And you see Lars Schoenfelder taking off.
Straight
You ever
line
seen
run.
him run a football?
Yes.
Yeah. And a strike called, caught looking, second caught looking of the night as Luke Stolzer is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Bobcats add 1 more as Aiden Holmgren comes in to score. An error helped him get into home plate. And it's now 3-1 as we head to the 6th inning on KFJB-TV.
Auto loans at Lennox Employees Credit Union are not just for cars. If you are looking to purchase a new or used motorcycle, boat, snowmobile, or other recreational vehicle, look no further. Lennox Employees Credit Union has low loan rates, and the loan process is so easy. Visit lennoxecu.com for rates and membership eligibility information, or go to 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown to visit with one of our loan officers. Lennox Employees Credit Union, member NCUA.
Coming up after the game, we will name our player of the game, presented by Opa Grill in Marshalltown. And right now, Sam Griesel at shortstop. He's kind of in the running for that award. All right, let's get a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank.
We've got a couple scores here tonight. The suspended game, Waukegan Ames, that was suspended after 3 innings, but we have a final Cedar Rapids Prairie 12, West Des Moines Valley 6, and then at the end of 5, Roland Story 6, your East Marshall Mustangs 2.
Xander Stupp has retired 7 Redhawks in a row, and he's had back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings in the 4th and 5th as we head to the 6th as the Bobcats lead 3-1. Looking to push their mark to 3-0 on the season with a victory here tonight.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about that younger group, but tonight's been 2 seniors that have been tremendous. Both Xander Stupp on the mound also has that double, and Sam Griesel's been great. Scored off a single from second base and then plated Tatey on a double.
Top of the lineup due up as Morris will lead things off. A grounder over to Stalzer at second and the stretch at first. Dutton makes the catch, and it is a 4-3 ground out by Kaylor Morris. 1 away here in the 6th.
Dutton's playing a really good first base here
he
tonight.
Is, yeah.
Last year we saw him a lot over at third base, but he plays a really good first base. Luke Stalzer's going to be a good second baseman as well.
He's lanky enough, too, to kind of get those stretches over there and be a big target. So 1 away as Kaven Morris will now stand in. He is 0 for 2 tonight, reached on an error and a flyout. Pitch outside from Xander Stupp to left-handed batter. As Tatey had to reach over to his left and make that snag before he got to the backstop. 1-0 from Xander Stupp. And he'll go outside again. This one to the backstop, 2-0. He's had a few lapses like this where he'll get off, but he's recovered each time for the most part.
Yeah, I think this is his 3rd or 4th batter where he's dropped 2-0, but he hasn't walked any of those batters. He's battled back. But now he's put himself in a 3-0 hole. You've got to make a good pitch here. And this is one up 2 runs.
Kaven Morris, the 3-0. He watches and takes all the way, and it's a strike on the outer half, 3-1.
This is where that 2-run lead, you have a little bit to work with. Worst that can happen is you get a guy on base. They're not going to tie it. You can't tie it with nobody on.
Stupp working hard here. He's got a full count now as Morris pops it out of play behind home plate. It's a 3-2 count.
And the KFJB trending media vehicle is okay.
David tried to park a little bit further away. It never seems like you're fully out of range, though.
No.
Swing and a miss, and the 3rd strikeout of the night by Xander Stupp. It's the 2nd out here in the top of the 6th inning.
This is exactly what you talked about. Yes, he's gotten behind batters a couple different times, but he battled back, and Xander was pumped up. He was pretty excited.
Big moment right there because, how can the inning go?
Yeah. Exactly. You get that first pitch walk. Or that first batter walk, and now he found that groove again, goes first pitch curveball.
Dostal has flown out to 3rd and shortstop in his 2 at-bats. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Stands in 0-1, and he's going to pop one up out of play at third base side. Martin chasing, takes the hat off, makes the catch. 10 retired in a row now for Xander Stupp, Dylan.
Xander is just dominant right now. He is right now putting the ball where he wants to. His defense is right behind him, but he's causing so many pop-ups. Some easy pop-ups in the infield, and the Bobcat defense is playing tough behind him.
10 in a row retired. 3 strikeouts on the night now for Xander Stupp. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Cats lead 3-1 against the Hawks on KFJB-TV. Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Yeah, get a good look at the new trees that were planted after the derecho in 2020.
Yeah, it's we lost a lot of trees. It's nice to see some of them start to come back. But I want to brag on you a minute. You see the new baseball, KFJB-TV baseball logo. Brandon, you sent those to me a few weeks ago, and the Doe's House gave it a resounding thumbs up from all around. Did a really nice job with that.
Appreciate you.
The baseball one's my favorite.
I appreciate your appreciation. And no, we weren't just getting a good look at the new pine trees, but we were getting a look at Holmgren warming up in the bullpen as the Bobcats head to the plate. But Aiden Holmgren getting in a few relief pitches here. We'll see if he goes there in the 7th inning to replace Xander Stupp, or maybe just getting an arm ready if need be. But Xander Stupp looking so good on the mound here tonight. Matt Martin will check in, and he'll send a hot shot right into the glove of the third baseman in Morris. No, it was on one hop. He fires to Hall over at first, but it's a good play, and it's a 5-3 ground out by Martin. One away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Martin is 0 for 3 tonight, but boy, he's made some really solid contact out of that 8-hole.
Yeah, that was the hardest hit ball he's had all night long. I think the really big thing with him is him starting to use all aspects of the field, because right now he was able to get that one on the line, but he's been kind of rolling over on pitches tonight, but no strikeouts. And again, putting the ball in play, we've kind of talked about that throughout the night, but it's really important when you force high school level defenses to have to make every single play.
Garrett Tatey back in the 4th inning scored the 2nd run of the night for the Bobcats after he walked. And so he stands in for the 3rd time tonight in the 9-hole. He has a 2-1 count from Morris, and Morris will fire on the inner half as Tatey looks away, but it is called a strike, 2-2.
Morris has hit a couple batters with that inside curveball, but it's also been a good weapon for him as he gets the called strike there again.
And he will strike out Tatey for out number 2 of the inning as Tatey swings and misses on a pitch on the inner half. I tell you what, Kaylor Morris, he's had a battle in his own right, and he's done a really good job here tonight. A couple of errors really kind of hampered his start here tonight.
Yeah, he has 4 strikeouts, a couple with people looking. He's looked pretty good here tonight.
And he'll take a look at Sam Griesel for the 4th time tonight, as Griesel's had a nice night, a single and a double, an RBI and a run scored. He has a first pitch ball from Morris, and the 1-0 is low and outside, 1-1.
Actually has 5 strikeouts. I forgot Luke Stalzer was the drop 3rd strike there where he reached safely.
Oh, okay. All right. So don't grill me next time so quick. No, I'm just kidding.
I yell because
I got to rib you. I
care.
haven't seen you a whole lot lately.
I know. We were supposed to hang out on Monday. We were supposed to have a game. That was rained out.
And Griesel on the inner half sees a pitch, and he'll lean back and out of the way, and it's quickly ball number 4, and a quick at bat right there for Sam Griesel. So he's had a mixed bag and all of pretty good variety here tonight at the plate. He'll get aboard with 2 outs. A walk to Griesel. This will bring up Taven Dutton. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, Griesel has a stolen base, single, double, and a walk. Also has an RBI there.
And the first pitch to Dutton is in for a strike. 0-1 on the outer half, hitting the plate. As the senior Dutton at first base tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised if Morris comes over to first base here.
Yeah, Griesel taking at least a 3-stride lead there as the pitch is low. It's a 1-1 count now to Taven Dutton.
If I'm Griesel and Colton Hankey, if he's not going to come over to first, I'm going.
Especially with 2 outs.
Yeah.
You only have a 2-run lead. Griesel will take off. He's going to have the stolen bag. He's in there cleanly. And Griesel now 5 stolen bases on the year. He's 1 away from tying his stolen base total from a year ago.
And that's a really tough one for Knack because it's high and inside to the batter. So you have to go into that batter's box and then throw back across your body.
2-1 is lifted out of play by Taven Dutton, and a 2-2 count now to the senior.
Tried to attack an old-growth tree over there.
That is true. The top was chopped off of that one.
Yeah, the derecho got the top.
Here's the 2-2 to Dutton. Swings, and another foul tip out of play, this time on the third base side.
Oh!
Hits one of the lights, and off goes a bunch of dust from the light. Looks like the light is okay, though, Dylan.
Yes, the light is okay. It's not. It would have been great like The Natural, where the light explodes as Robert Redford runs around the bases.
We lose all the lights here in the 6th. And a pitch upstairs to Dutton. He takes it. It's now a full count, 3-2. 2 outs in the inning. Griesel stands at second base. Can Dutton add another insurance run? Bobcats currently leading 3-1. Here's the pitch, low and outside. Dutton takes it. It's a walk. And Dutton heads down to first, and Aiden Holmgren will step in for the 4th time. A walk in the first inning, and an RBI single in the 3rd, and a walk, stolen bag, and a run scored in the 5th.
We see and here you see Morris. Bobcats have put a lot of pressure on him over the last 4 innings. And it's just a lot of pitches he's thrown.
And that will write the book on Kaylor Morris. We'll have a pitching change when we come back and tell you who is into the game for the Redhawks. This is Bobcat Baseball. They currently lead 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
In the 6th inning, a pitching change into pitch. Chaz Hall, our pitching change, all brought to you by Ethington Heating and Cooling. Is it time to change out your air filter, Dylan? Check out the planned service programs from Ethington Heating and Cooling that helps ensure your heating and cooling systems are ready to go. Ethington Heating and Cooling, they're not comfortable until you are. What do you know about Chaz Hall coming into the game here?
Chaz Hall pitched 11 innings last year, did not have a decision, but a 3.1 ERA.
And Kaylor Morris started the night, 5 2/3, gives up 4 hits, 3 runs, and 5 strikeouts. He'll go over to first base, so just a 1-3 change right there.
He didn't pitch to a lot of contact last year either. Batters hitting under 200.
And hit by the pitch is Aiden Holmgren. We'll head down to first base, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
I'll say he didn't pitch to a lot of contact with bats. Maybe backs.
Maybe bodies.
Bodies is
and
different, apparently.
And he's had a phenomenal night on the mound. He has a double tonight back in the 2nd inning. It's Sanders Stupp at the plate with the bases loaded. In the bottom of the 6th, this could really help his cause right here. And Chaz Hall will fire in an off-speed pitch on the inner half. It is a strike as Stupp watches it right in. It's 0-1.
Bobcat batters have been very patient tonight, which is something that...
And Stupp sends one over the shortstop in Dostal. 1 run is in. It's Griesel. Dutton is in to score, and it's now 5-1 Bobcats.
That's a huge piece of hitting by Xander Stupp, just getting it to the outfield. The ball had eyes, and then Dutton was on the move from get-go. He scores easily from second base as Griesel just had to hop and skip from third base to score.
Do you want to split the difference of $25 so we can give away 2 Opa Grill Player of the Games tonight?
I think so. I think they can find something nice for $12.50, I think.
And now 2 stolen bags here as the trail runner in Xander Stupp goes to second, as Aiden Holmgren steals second and goes to third. And the throw from Knack down to third was not in time. So runners at second and third as John Schoenfelder with his best opportunity for an RBI here tonight, here in the 6th inning.
I think if they split fries, they should be okay. They can't get
well,
their own fries.
I was meaning you and I chip in the 1250.
Oh, yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah. 2-0 quickly to John Schoenfelder. Check swing. And they say he did not go around, so it's going to be a 3-0 count to J.J. Schoenfelder.
Xander already with 9 RBI, and I need to look back in, but that may exceed what he did in his first 3 years.
Yeah, 6 RBI a year ago. Woo. And a check back at third base down to the runner in Holmgren by Knack. It was a high throw, but Caven Morris was able to bring it in, luckily, or else a run would have scored again on an error. So a 3-1 count on J.J. Schoenfelder. Here's Hall. He fires home, and this one in for a strike at the letters.
Caven Morris showing athleticism over there. Number 13 had to go up to the 13th floor to get that one.
3-2. Here is J.J. Schoenfelder, stands in with runners at second and third. Sends a pop-up in the infield. Playable for the shortstop in Dostal. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 3. But Xander Stupp, a 2 RBI single, drives in Taven Dutton, Sam Griesel, and the Bobcats lead 5-1. Heading to the top of the 7th as the Redhawks are down to their final 3 outs of the game when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
5-1, Bobcats now lead. 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 left on base. They're in the bottom of the 6th. Xander Stupp with a huge clutch hit. He drove one over the shortstop in Josh Dostal. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the Bobcats now lead 5-1 as Xander Stupp is back out for the 7th, trying to go the whole game. He's retired 10 in a row, and he struck out 3 on the night. Quick scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Dylan?
And Des Moines North, who fell to Marshalltown twice, 21-1 and 19-0. Lose to Nevada 8-1 here tonight. Roland Story put 10 more on the East Marshall, and they could score a 12-2 final. And Cedar Rapids Prairie doubles up West Des Moines Valley 12-6.
Thanks to Jeff Brooks back at the radio studios providing our scores. Scoreboard update all brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. Final 3 outs of the game for the Redhawks as they will go 4, 5, 6 in the lineup. Colt Knack, the catcher, a single and a run scored, helped out by an error in the 2nd inning. That is the lone run of the night for the Redhawks. And Xander Stupp with a first pitch ball now fires back with a strike. It's a 1-1 count. As Xander Stupp has been mowing down the Redhawks here tonight. He'll fire in a ball outside and high as Tatey comes out of his crouch to make the catch.
Xander's doing what a senior ace should do, though. He's putting it on his back, taking advantage of counts.
He'll get a pop-up induced on the first base side. Dutton chases after it, and he'll make the catch. 1 away here in the top of the 7th. As Colton Knack pops out to foul territory on the first base side, retired by Dutton. And this will bring up Gavin Roush. She is 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout.
And there's just juice around the diamond. It just see with all 9 Bobcats are locked into this ball game. You can see a lot of energy on the defensive side as well as the offensive side.
Bunt shown, but Roush not able to place it. It's foul down the third base side, 0-1.
And Xander's like, if you're going to square around a bunt, I'm going to have that thing coming shoulder high and right in on the hands.
Stupp out of the stretch, the 0-1. And inside and high, 1-1. That's been the thing that we touched on it earlier tonight, that Xander Stupp, he's struggled, got it behind in counts, but every time he's just battled back, and now he gets a pop-up on a 1-1 to second base, and Luke Stalzer will make the catch for out number 2 on the fly out. And you talked about it, a lot of weak contact, even when there has been contact here tonight. That's now 12 in a row retired by Xander Stupp.
I'm looking here, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 outs on pop-ups to the infield.
Yeah.
8 outs.
Wow.
That is a phenomenal stat right there. That is.
And since the third inning, Bobcats have not made an error, too. I feel like the defense has been, outside of that one inning, defense has been really good behind Xander Stupp tonight, too. First pitch on the way to Chaz Hall, paints the outer half for a strike, 0-1. RBI sacrifice fly by Chaz Hall back in the second as he drove in Colt Knack. And he flew out to right field in his other at-bat, takes a big swing and a miss. Big hack, no cattle right there, Dylan.
Yeah, they're down to their last out. See if Xander can get that Baker dozen with that 13th person set down in a row.
And down to their last strike of the game as well. Here's the 0-2, and just a touch high and outside. 1-2 to Chaz Hall, who just came and got the last out of the 6th inning for the Redhawks. Xander with Stupp will come set. Here's the 1-2. He'll fire in, swing and a miss! And he retires 13 in a row to end the game, and he picks up his 4th strikeout of the night. Xander Stupp goes 7 innings, and he goes to 2-0 on the season, and the Bobcats are now 3-0.
That was a dominant start. That was a very, very good start by number 31, but there's a lot of praise to go around defensively in there. I thought from the 8th graders playing, the moment wasn't too big from them. From the senior leadership, Taven Dutton, Sam Griesel, Xander Stupp, all paving the way for a big 5-1 win for your Marshalltown Bobcats.
Well, the Bobcat faithful treated to a really well-played home opener here tonight. 7 innings for Xander Stupp, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks here tonight for Xander Stupp, as he is pitched now 10 innings on the season with no walks on the year, and that's just impressive to see for, like you mentioned, the senior being a leader out there.
Yeah, he's not making those walks, so the situation, you're not giving up free bases, so you're continually putting pressure on the batter to have to create for himself. And Xander, we talked about a few times, he got behind in some counts, but always made the pitches to get back into that, including when he went behind 3-0 and came back and got the strike 3. He was really, really good tonight, and it's really fun to see an excited Bobcat crowd at the end of a baseball game.
Yeah, that is for sure. Bobcats now 3-0 on the season as they take down the Redhawks tonight, 5-1. The final score. Coming up, it is the Locker Room Report, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors. You're watching Bobcat Baseball right here on KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Brandon Lewis with you tonight. 5-1 the final as the Bobcats win it. Here at home is Colton Hankey giving his chat. Coming up, we'll chat with Colton Hankey as Dylan Does. We'll go down and have our post-game interview. But coming up, it is the Locker Room Report. This is Bobcat Baseball on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome into the Locker Room Report, all brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors. James Hunt, Jeff Isgrig, located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Well, victorious night as the Bobcats win it 5-1, and one of the biggest moments of the game for the Bobcats was off the bat of Xander Stupp in the 6th inning, as he had a 2 RBI single waiting on it, extending the lead 5-1 at that point in time. As Xander Stupp finishes the night 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. Big night for Sam Griesel at the plate as well. He went 2 for 3 with an RBI, 2 runs scored, and 2 stolen bags at the plate for the Bobcats. As the Bobcats with 4 hits, 5 runs. They did commit 2 errors back in the 3rd inning, but really outside of that, played a really exceptional game on the defensive side. Xander Stupp, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts. Meanwhile, for the Redhawks here tonight, Colt Knack, the catcher, had a great night. He threw out a runner at second base, but other than that, he did have a run scored and a single in the 2nd inning. That was the only run of the night for the Redhawks, who dropped to 1-1 on the season. Starting pitcher tonight battled through. Kaylor Morris goes 5 2/3, gives up 4 hits, 5 runs, and he struck out 5 Bobcats here tonight. Chaz Hall finished out the night by picking up the last out of the night and pitches just a 1/3 of an inning for the Redhawks. Coming up, we will name our Bobcat player of the game when we come back. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
And welcome back in. We're here with Bobcat headman Colton Hankey. A 5-1 win over North Tama Redhawks, and really it all started from the bump. Number 31, the senior Xander Stupp, was in control tonight. He ended up retiring the last 13 batters he faced, caused 8 outs on pop-ups in the infield. What did you like from his start?
I would say the command for sure, getting the ball in play, let them hit, because our defense did a really good job tonight. Like you said, with the fly balls, our guys were tracking them down, and we made the plays defensively behind him, and it just kind of worked out really well for us tonight.
And it looked like he started those first couple innings, did give up that unearned run and in a mistake, just misthrow over to first base, but once about that fourth inning, he was just on cruise control. And then you look at the other. You've done a really nice job of working in some 8th graders, 9th graders, but it came back to another senior in Sam Griesel at the shortstop position. What can you say about Taven and Sam as seniors that also bring a lot to your lineup?
Yeah, I mean, they start off the lineup, and everything kind of rolls off of them. Everybody has their own role in their specific spot. Griesel getting on base and stealing the base, I mean, that's huge going on that leadoff spot. That's why he's there. And then Dutton kind of moving around, and then everybody else pitching in when they're, when we're trying to execute things, and we did a very good job tonight with that.
And you start out 3-0. We know that the level of competition will increase, but you're putting a lot of responsibility on 8th and 9th graders. What do you like in the way that they're reacting so far?
I would say the big thing is that, we try and put them as comfortable in those situations through practice and trying to increase this pressure as much as possible. And game time showing that they're able to do it right now, and that's a huge confidence boost for them moving forward.
Well, your Bobcats sit at 3-0. Beautiful night at the ballpark. Thank you so much, Coach Hankey, and good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan. And let's get a quick scoreboard update here tonight, all brought to you by Central State Bank. A final, Nevada takes down Des Moines North 8-1. Roland Story tops East Marshall 12-2. And a final tonight, also Prairie 12-6 over Des Moines Valley. Coming up, it is our player of the game, as we'll name that when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Time for KFJB-TV Player of the Game, presented by Opa Grill in Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites. All you have to say is Opa. Well, a couple of guys in the running here tonight. Sam Griesel played a really good game, but it's going to be Xander Stupp, our player of the game tonight. Goes 7 innings, gives up 3 hits and 4 strikeouts. He retired the final 13 of the night. He also had that big 2 RBI single in the 6th inning to add on and give that final score 5-1 as the Bobcats victorious here tonight. That's our OPA Player of the Game, all brought to you by, again, OPA in Marshalltown, as Xander Stupp receives a $25 gift certificate to OPA Grill in Marshalltown. We'll wrap things up from Marshalltown High School when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
What does OPA mean? OPA means joy, enthusiasm, and approval. And when you dine at OPA Grill in Marshalltown, you'll understand why. With their made-to-order pastas, soups, and salads made daily with the freshest ingredients. Favorites include chicken parmesan pan-fried to perfection, fresh and light chicken lemon rice soup, and their signature OPA salad topped with seasoned gyro meat. OPA Grill Family Restaurant in Marshalltown, where you can dine in or drive through. All you have to say is OPA!
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Transportation for today's game on KFJB-TV, provided by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl is your dealer for life. Well, again, a final score 5-1. Marshalltown Bobcats victorious over North Tama. You mentioned it, Dylan, in your post-game chat, that the level of talent and teams' competitiveness going to rise as the season goes along. But I think what Coach Hankey mentioned, too, about the confidence level is much higher right now than it has been in the past few seasons. I think that will help bode well to keep them more competitive in some of those games that have been lopsided in the past.
Well, and you can tell just going on the field, the energy of the kids coming off that field. Got to talk to Xander for just a few seconds. He was amped. He was ready to go. Ignacio Macias didn't even get to the game, and he did an interview with me before he shot. I didn't even have to ask him questions. Nacho did his own interview. So, and then he wanted a second one on my way off. So the kids, the energy and the excitement level is very high down on the field here tonight.
That is awesome to hear. Well, coming up on KFJB-TV, we've got plenty of more baseball and softball action. But next week, Marshalltown and, of course, girls and boys postseason soccer will be on the way. We'll have boys soccer at Ankeny Centennial coming up on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, and then girls soccer the next day on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Looking forward to their postseason run. Saw the boys out practicing tonight. And I know they have high expectations for themselves in that matchup against Ankeny Centennial.
Yeah, I got it. They're looking good. I think they have a great shot. Tuesday night, I was talking with Stacy Galima last week. She was just talking about how she was going to get the girls ready to be ready to go by Wednesday night. I think there is cautious optimism in both of those matchups by both teams. These are going to be really good contests. I'm excited I get to be next to you down in Des Moines. But for those of you that can't travel, you got to look at us on YouTube.
Yeah, that is for sure. Be sure to like and subscribe to KFJB-TV and turn on those notifications to get the upcoming game alerts. Well, thanks so much to our KFJB crew tonight. As I'm Brandon Lewis for Dylan Doze alongside me, David Braga, our producer here tonight, Elijah Bond and Keith Stewart on our camera crew, and Jeff Brooks back at the radio studios. I'm Brandon Lewis. You've been watching Marshalltown baseball. They win it 5-1 tonight and improved to 3-0 on the season. This is your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown, your Marshalltown Hy-Vee, and State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency.